All right, here in the kitchen with the Thrillbilly Gourmet, Jan Charles.
Good morning.
And you got a lot going on in your life.
Yes.
Besides chicken.
Well, of course.
We'll get to that in a minute, but you got a lot going on.
There's always a lot going on with me. There always is. So we're doing YouTube Live now. We're doing that Mondays at noon. So I have my regular viewers send in their comments and their questions, and we answer them live on YouTube.
Wow.
So that's the big thing.
I'm going to have to check that out next Monday.
Yeah, it's fun. It is fun. It's
a
little.
Any cooking questions?
Any cooking question? Don't send me something weird. Which somebody always is going to.
Like how do you cook snake? Don't do that.
Yeah, well, I'd rather you didn't. Yeah. But we do a lot. We were talking about how to season cast iron. We talked about brining beans. We talked about how to get your cornbread nice and crispy on top. So we got all kinds of different questions.
Things that are important to me.
Absolutely.
Beans and cornbread.
Absolutely. That's right.
But today we're talking about roasted chicken.
We're doing a roast chicken.
Yes.
Now I love these. You can do a roast chicken, throw it in the oven, it's ready in an hour and a half, and you just walk away. So we're doing a variation of that today.
Okay.
We're going to start with a compound butter. Right?
Okay,
so just a stick of butter.
Right.
And then I've got fresh parsley, and this is fresh thyme and fresh rosemary.
Right.
And a tablespoon, or not a tablespoon, a teaspoon of kosher salt.
So just a stick of butter.
Just a stick of butter.
Right.
And then you just mix that up.
Mix it all together.
Right.
Get it happy.
Yeah. You want to work on that for me?
I sure will.
I'll show you the next step.
All right.
One way that you can get a lot of flavor into your bird is to brine it, but if you don't have time to brine it, this is my next favorite.
Okay.
So right over here, you're going to see, you can work the skin up and away from the breast meat.
Right.
And you get your hand way down in there. Now try not to tear this part, right? You don't want to tear that up.
Yeah, you don't want to tear the skin.
Don't want to tear the skin.
That's where the flavor's at.
Yeah, if you do, it's not the end of the world.
Well,
yeah, but you want to loosen it up, because what you're going to do next is take this compound butter and you're going to work it up under the skin. Just like that.
Okay.
So take little pieces of this.
Just put it in there and smush it around.
Put it in there and smush it around, right? And what's going to happen, of course, it's going to hit the heat of the oven.
Right.
And it's going to get nice and
it's going to baste that bird.
Oh, yeah. It's going to baste it from the inside. All right. So I've got yucky hands. Will you grab the salt and give it a nice sprinkle of salt?
Okay.
We have our oven on 400 degrees. We're going to take a couple of onions. We just cut into wedges.
Okay.
These are going to go around our bird. And you can truss it if you want to. I almost never mess with trussing a bird. I just don't.
Okay. And that's a lot of work. I mean, when you get to twine out and you have to do all that, it's work.
You can if you want to. I personally don't think it's that big a deal. I really don't. All right, so fresh herbs. Again, we have...
Make a bundle.
Make a little bundle. And this is going to go right into the cavity. And that's parsley, thyme, and rosemary.
Same thing you put in the butter.
Just what we used in the butter, right? So, nice crispy skin is going to happen. We got our onions sitting here. We've got our compound butter ready to baste it in about 30 minutes.
Get it. What temperature we're going in at?
400 degrees.
All right.
So 400 degrees for 30 minutes, and then we're going to take the next step, and we're going to end up with one of the most beautiful birds you've ever seen.
Now you also, going along with this, you got some roasted potatoes as well.
I do. I have some roasted potatoes. They are not ready to go in yet.
Yes.
You're jumping the gun on the
potatoes.
Well,
we got a little time here, but I just want to show the folks because I love the fact that you brought the red, white, and blue potatoes.
Right. You can use any kind of potato you like. I like using the new potatoes. You can use a Yukon Gold. They get a nice creamy texture when you roast them in the oven. I mean, if you want to, you can use a russet potato, but I think this is nicer. I really do. And you can pick those up just about anywhere.
We're going to show folks how those go in just a moment. Show the finished dish a little later on.
All right.
Well, let's talk about you got your YouTube channel going on.
Do.
You say you're getting ready to relaunch both your cookbooks.
Yes, I have two cookbooks. One is ground beef recipes. The other one is called Happier Holidays, How to Eat, Drink, and Stay Merry, and it's about conquering the craziness of the holidays.
Right.
Both of those are in the Amazon store and on Kindle. So we're doing a relaunch this coming week to get ready for the holiday season. So those are coming out. And I have my third book, which is still in the manuscript form, but I'm trying to get that ready to go before Christmas as well. Give us a little preview, maybe some of what the theme is on that? Piece of cake sugar, a celebration of the southern layer cake. A little sweet tooth. Yeah, a little sweet tooth, yep. All right, Jan Charles is going, we're going to come back in just a moment. We're going to put those potatoes with that chicken in the oven, and it is going to be beautiful. We're going to show you all that, and you can find out all about it by going to thrillbillygourmet.com. Yes. Let's check it out. Very aromatic. Yeah, we were talking about we're going to put it in an atomizer so that we can just wear it. This is the herb butter and the roasted garlic. But you're jumping ahead.
They will come.
They will come. This
If
stuff
you
does
smell like that,
so
they just, their nose does the walking.
All right, well, our chicken has had 30 minutes in the oven,
Okay.
and it's not going to look like much yet. It's just starting to get some color on it. But here's what we want to do at this point. We want to get our potatoes,
Okay,
and if
here
you
we
want
go.
to start tucking them around here.
All right.
We also have 2 heads of garlic, and don't freak out over the amount of garlic. Just
2 heads of garlic?
I promise it's okay, because the garlic is going to roast in the oven as your chicken roasts, and something wonderful happens with roasted garlic. It becomes nutty and buttery and sweet.
Yum.
It's so good. It is
And that's what we're
delicious.
smelling, because of course you came in earlier and baked
Right.
this, and it's just unreal.
It really, the fragrance is amazing. Your whole house will smell like a celebration. It's really wonderful. So we just load the garlic and the
I'm going to throw
potatoes.
some potatoes on them.
You're good. You just right over anywhere you find a place.
All of them?
And
All
you
of
were
them.
telling me
Okay.
about
Except
what
for
we
that one.
have in these little potatoes, because
Right.
I see some Yukon Golds over there, and we were talking about the difference between the russet and the Yukon Gold.
Right. Now, a russet is going to be starchy on the
Yes,
inside.
dry.
It is dry and mealy, and that's wonderful for certain things. So if you're going to do a baked potato, you know, you were mentioning you want a potato. You want to know you've got something.
You're going to need some butter in there, a lot of butter,
Right.
sour cream.
But a Yukon Gold is not as starchy. It's going to be creamier, and you've also got a different nutrient base. So you've got a high amount of I've gone blank.
Beta-carotene.
Beta-carotene in a Yukon Gold.
I only know that because you told me.
Well, I'm glad you remembered
I
it that
look
minute.
so good.
Yeah. So you experiment with the different varieties of potato and see what you like. If I'm going to be boiling or roasting a potato, I like to use one of the varieties that is less starchy, not
Okay.
a russet. So pick it out and play with it.
Oh,
So
yum.
you put that herb butter over the potatoes as well.
The herb butter goes over everything. Yep. And you're just going to drizzle it. And then you're going to give it another 30 minutes back in the oven at 400 degrees. At the end of the second 30 minutes, you just stir everything around and give it one more baste. Okay, so you want to put that herb butter one more time.
Okay.
You're doing 2 things. You're making sure that your potatoes and your onions are really well flavored.
Right.
You're making sure that your chicken is nice and crispy and delicious. But when you come back after the third 30 minutes, because it's a total of an hour and a half, when you come back after that third 30 minutes, the bottom, the pan is going to be filled with the most delectable goodness on the planet. Yes, because all the juices from the chicken, all the leftover herb butter comes
Goes
down,
right down there.
comes down in there, and it just sits there and decides to make you the happiest person ever. It's wonderful.
And that's why we have the pan with the lining and the...
Yes.
Okay.
Now, you can use a roasting pan, and I don't do things the way a lot of people do. You can use a roasting pan, and that's fine. You will then take your roasting pan, and that will go right on the stove. However, I find it's less messy and a lot less cleanup to use a baking sheet. This is actually a cookie rack. You put cookies on to cool them down, and then I line it with foil. Because when this bird is got the next hour out of the way and it's absolutely done, you're just going to pull that up. It's going to go right into your saucepan.
All right, we're going to be back in just a few minutes and show you the finished product, and you really want to see this. Check out thrillbillygourmet.com. Back in the kitchen with Jan Charles, and we're roasted chicken's out of the oven.
Roasted chicken is out of the oven.
Beautiful.
This is so easy, and it looks so spectacular, but it tastes just as good as it looks.
So yummy.
All right, we're going to take all those pan juices. Remember I told you to get the collected pan
Right in
juices.
there.
Right in a saucepan, right? About half a cup of white wine. That's just a dry white.
Okay.
About a cup of chicken broth, if you want to grab the other one.
I got it.
You bring that to a boil and you let it simmer for 5 minutes while your chicken is resting. It's going to reduce a little bit. All those flavors are going to come together, and then this sauce drizzles just over your chicken and veggies.
And look at that. It is beautiful. Check out her website for more videos, more recipes, and more information. You can be dining on this evening. thrillbillygourmet.com. Thank you, Jan.
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
Yum. That looks
Yeah.
so good.
This one's